My name is Dan Smith, and this is The Storm. Today on The Storm, we have an interesting lineup. We have an interview with Stephen Hines on Comic Storm here. We have some interesting stories on Tech Storm here. With that said, let's get started with Comic Storm with Quinlan Knaup and Stephen Hines. I'm Quinlan Knaup, and today we have a Comic Storm special where we are interviewing an author by the name of Stephen Hines.
Hi.
So, to start off our interview today, our first question is, what kind of sawdust do you like?
What kind of sawdust do I like? I prefer it covered in chocolate, or as they call it in the supermarket, a Butterfinger candy bar.
Okay, that's a good answer. When did you first start making comics?
I first started trying to draw comic books when I was a kid, probably in grade school, and I quickly figured out how limited I was as an artist and how painfully slow I was. But I first started writing them kind of on accident. My second novel that I wrote was called Valedictorian USA, and it was written in script format because it's a parody of reality television, and I wrote it in script format to emphasize the fakeness and manipulative nature of reality TV. And the literary agent I had at the time thought it would make a better comic book. And I was like, sweet, because I've loved comic books ever since I was a little rugrat. And she said, well, you find an artist, you pay an artist, and if I like it, I will represent and try to sell your graphic novel. So I paid for an artist out of my own pocket, and he was awesome. Daniel Salcido was his name. And she didn't think that the art was good enough, and so she kind of bailed on the project, and I said, well, screw you, I'm going to put it out myself.
What inspired you to start writing?
I think the first thing that inspired me was just being an avid reader. I used to read a lot of science fiction and fantasy novels by an author named Piers Anthony, and I had all these story ideas after reading his books, and I wrote him a letter, and even though he was a New York Times best-selling author, he wrote me back personally and totally crushed my dreams and told me how unoriginal my story ideas were. I wish I still had the letter. I must have thrown it away or something. But he did include 2 autographs after he crushed my dreams, and then eventually I came back to it when I just had the urge. I have creative urges, like I'm sure all of you on your YouTube channel do, and I couldn't get away from it. So I became a creative writing major in college when I was going to college to be an English teacher.
So is there anything special that you are currently working on right now?
I am pitching a memoir that I wrote called Rebirth Defect, and it's all about me being raised Catholic and quietly becoming a teenage atheist, and then being converted at the age of 19 to Christianity, and going through all kinds of different Christian churches and playing bass guitar in a Christian heavy metal band and preaching the gospel, and then eventually coming back to being an atheist again around the age of 25 or 26, and I've been an atheist ever since then, and I'm 45.
Okay.
And I have an artist from Dayton named Damien who is working on the art for a graphic novel I wrote called Soccer Mom Killer, and it's about a serial killer who specializes in killing soccer moms who drive minivans.
Okay.
Fun for the whole family.
That will be an interesting one.
You got all the questions off that sticky note you tore down?
Yep.
It went through you.
I know. He pretty much answered the third one on his own.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm psychic.
It was, what is it about? So, in your comic, Valedictorian, you have an interesting array of characters. Most notably your cat, Most notably your black neo-Nazi character. What inspired this madness?
My wife used to work in education, and she worked with all of the most troubled kids, so like the worst kids. And she kept coming home from work every day with a splitting headache, saying, honey, I have this student, He's black, and he keeps drawing swastikas and writing Nazi slogans all over his notebook, and I cannot convince him that being a Nazi and being black at the same time makes no sense. What do I do? And I was like, you're on your own, but I'm using that somewhere. That's too effed up to not use as a writer. I mean, when life gives you something like that, that's gold.
Yeah.
So I wrote him into my comic book. He's the only character in the whole Valedictorian USA series who isn't a walking, talking stereotype. And the reason why the other characters are stereotypes is because when I did research on reality TV, they said they actually tell you, coach you to become a walking, talking stereotype in order to be successful on reality television and become a celebrity. Because that's what they want. They want drama and they want stereotypes.
Okay. So, what keeps you inspired to keep writing these stories?
That's a good question. I don't know. I guess, and it's really tough being an indie author, and it's more rejection than it ever. It costs me money to put out comics independently. I don't make any money whatsoever, and I guess I can't fight the creative urge. It's just like having a pit bull clamped onto your leg bone and it won't let go. And these story ideas just come to me, and I have to get them out. And I just love the genre of comic books more than any other genre. And I just, if I stopped, I think I would probably self-destruct. Or like if you've seen the movie This is Spinal Tap, where the drummer spontaneously combusts.
No.
That would be me if I stopped writing.
Okay.
Just burst into flame, and there'd be a pile of pasty white ashes.
Okay. So I've been Quinlan Cannell. This was Comic Storm Special with an interview with Stephen Hines. You can find a link to his ALB Facebook page in the description of this video. And I believe that is it.
Okay.
Hello, Ginger Kitties. I'm Chrissy, and today we'll be talking about tech. This past week, Reddit has been in an uproar. Many people have been protesting against the firing of Victoria Taylor. Two volunteer moderators, Brian Lynch and Courtney Swearington, started a protest which caused over 100 subreddits to shut down after Taylor was fired from Reddit and the masses weren't given a reason. Lynch and Swearington had invested over 1,000 hours in Reddit and had been helped a lot by She helped herself. Strong, independent woman. Lynch and Swearington had invested over 1,000 hours and claimed to have been helped a lot by Taylor. I can hear you.
Stop talking!
The dynamic duo claimed that they had acted out of anger. Cameras on. At the way the company routinely demands that the volunteers and community accept major changes that reduce our efficiency and increase our workload. After the protest and many subreddits being shut down, Ellen Powell, Reddit's CEO, finally gave an apology and stated that the administrators haven't been communicating well. The moderators say that this is only a recent example of failed communication and a small part of a long pattern of the company insisting that community and moderators the community and moderators do more with less. We are concerned that we don't know what Ian just said. The moderators also say that they are concerned what this means for other for-profit organizations that depend on volunteers, and if they truly understand what it means to make an online community vibrant. Yesterday, July 12th, today is the 11th.
However, we filmed this on the 11th, so we're going to say this as if this is released on
Sunday.
So if this doesn't happen, you can blame GoPro.
GoPro released the Hero 4 session. Their tiniest camera to this date. It's 50% smaller, 40% lighter,
And 20% cooler.
listen,
I didn't put that.
and 20%
Douchebaggery.
The small black cube fits in the palm of your hand and uses easy one-button control, while still being just as good as any other GoPro. Waterproof up to 33 feet, helmet attachable, even usable with a selfie stick, the Hero 4 session sells for only $3.99. I spit everywhere. Competition is loved by capitalism. The competition, however, has a similar looking camera, made by Polaroid, and sells for $100. And the Yi from Xiaomi sells for even less. So, if you don't want to buy the brand name, you can always buy the off-brand. We here at Ginger Kitty would like to announce we're making our own.
We're gonna make a cardboard cutout, aren't we?
Buy now, while supplies last. And finally, here are some extensions for your Chrome browser. But in Chrome. Here are some extensions for your Chrome browser to make it even better. Pocket can save links for pages you want to go to again and again. Like a bookmark, it can sync them across your devices. Saves your spot from where you're reading, great for fan fiction, and even downloads files for offline use, even better for fan fiction. So you can get your favorite porn, wherever and whenever. Speaking of which, GKM has a new channel. Moving on, strict workflow. If you have a procrastination problem, like our director and edit, or you just have to watch one more episode, then this is for you. Whoa. This extension will block certain sites for a set amount of time, except for when you turn it off. And then you can just go back to Netflix. Just unplug your internet. Clearly, this extension blocks ads and wipes away annoying graphics. Moving on. No, I don't like it. DF YouTube stops you from falling into a YouTube black hole. It eliminates sidebars and playlists. It hides comments, feeds, and suggested videos. Please don't get this for the sake of GKM. Google Dictionary lets you look up words as you read. That's simple. Too many tabs. If you're a person who likes to open tabs for every little thing and have trouble keeping them all organized, then this is for you. This will organize your tabs vertically by title. It just works.
It's magic.
It just works. Shut up. Disconnect. It's ghostery. It's just ghostery. Panic button! This is perfect for those who like to hide things quickly, shady things included. Or teenagers afraid that your mom's going to walk in on you. But nothing can hide that massive erection and the shame you'll have in your eyes. With a single click of a button, the tab will disappear. Gone! Magic! It can even lock tabs behind a password. For some reason. This is all we have for TechStorm, my cyborg ginger kitties. This has been Chrissy, your favorite correspondent, and I'll see you again next Monday.
Well, it looks like the storm is finally passed. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below. Don't forget to check out the links to Stephen Hines' stuff down below, or he will hunt you down and rustle your jimmies.